Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, George Harris joins us. He's the chairman of Nevadans for Sound Government, here for the whole show on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Fantastic cocktails and delicious food. It's a good time to eat. Over 500 hot slots plus electronic table games.
It's a good time to play.
Player rewards and big-time jackpots.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good times are
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Retail's impact on Nevada's economy? Enormous. 8,600 businesses, large and small, employing 145,000 workers. And last fiscal year, retail paid tax on nearly $60 billion in sales. We're the Retail Association of Nevada. We support retail, we help it grow, and we mean business.
RANNV.org.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, I am always delighted to welcome my good friend George Harris, chairman of Nevadans for Sound Government and Nevada Newsmakers. Pleasure to have you back on the program, sir.
Well, thank you, Sam. I appreciate being on. I always appreciate you. How have you been?
I've been fabulous, and even more fabulous because I've read the entire galleys of your book. It is a fabulous book. Is it now available to the general public?
It is coming off the press. It's pretty quick, and the great news is that we've pre-sold, I think, almost 305 copies. So I'm pretty happy with that.
All right. So why, as a master salesman, which you are, would you give away all your secrets?
Well, I told you before, I'm actually more interested in helping young people and explaining to them that they can traverse their way through this quagmire of just massive companies where it's almost impossible to succeed, with the Walmarts and the Amazons. And you have to come up with an idea, a niche idea that people think is really cool. And the problem is you have to do that a lot because ideas have a life of about 18 to 26 months.
Now, give the title of the book and where people can buy it.
The Upside Down UFO. And we will be sending you all the information because they took the site down because they're making some changes to the site. So it's not up right now. And we will be on Amazon and we will be on Kindle.
All right. Well, people should read it because it's a great book and it's written in your style, which is very entertaining. Another book that just came out, and I got my copy about a week and a half ago, is Billy Walters' book called Secrets from a Life at Risk. Have you read it? And if you did, what did you think?
Well, there's no secret. I'm really good friends with Billy. And yes, I read the book, and the book is fantastic. And the book is, I can vouch for a lot of truthfulness in that book, especially with a certain golfer.
That would be Phil Mickelson.
That's Phil Mickelson, who's not a good human being.
And also alleged in the book to have gambled away $1 billion over his career.
Billy's pretty accurate about that kind of stuff, so I believe that to be true.
It's a phenomenal thing. I have had the privilege over the last 20 years of having several conversations with Billy Walters. And whenever he was attacked in the media by certain writers, alleging some kind of corruption, Billy was kind enough to talk to me and go through chapter and verse on these issues. And, you know, everything was done legitimately, legally. It was amazing that he would take the time to talk to somebody like me to explain all this. Plus, over the years, he has been an unbelievable contributor in terms of charitable donations to many organizations, not just in Southern Nevada, but around the country. What an awful thing he had to go through with the whole court case and going to jail and then finally being released.
Well, this is Sam. This is what happens when we weaponize our legal system, because the fact of the matter is, Billy Walters is one of the most honest people you're ever going to meet. And let me tell you how I can back that up. He's a gambler, and if you're not honest when you gamble, no one will trust you, and no one will gamble with you. And he's a very honest person. He doesn't have a filter. He tells you what's on his mind. And I've known him for, gosh, so many years, I can't remember. But everything I've ever done with him involved, he used me up in the legislature to do research for him. We've done philanthropic work together. He's just a straight arrow. Right now, he's helping Hope for Prisoners. I mean, this is a guy who was put in jail, I think illegally. He bit his tongue and did his time. He got pardoned because it was nonsensical charges against him. I mean, the guy, you know, they accused him of insider trading of a stock I think he owned for 15 years. If someone can call me and tell me how you can insider trade for 15 years, I'd like to know how to do it. But he came back, Sam, and the first thing he did was met with John Ponder from Hope for Prisoners, and let's just say that they're financed.
And Opportunity Village has benefited greatly.
Opportunity Village, a massive amount of money.
All right. Well, I'm recommending at the top of my book list. I'm not Oprah, but I got a book list as well. And Billy Walters' book, Secrets from a Life at Risk, is my recommendation right after they purchase your book.
That I was going to say, mine has to be number one.
All right, let's get to some other issues. Let's talk about the Las Vegas mayoral race, which is well underway, lots of candidates. It seems like Shelley Berkeley has the best PR going. She seems to be everywhere right now. Who do you fancy at this point in time to be the next mayor after Carolyn Goodman steps down, after 25 years of Goodman's being mayor of Las Vegas?
I know you're going to find this funny, and she has no desire to do it, I'm sure, but I think Frances Allen would probably be the best choice for mayor. She's a sitting city council person now. She's always been bright. You know, everybody, you know, she was an assemblywoman. I love Shelley. I've known Shelley forever, you know, but look, there's got to be a decision made amongst all voters that when I'm sorry, we don't allow people to run for office until they hit the age of 21. Sometimes if you're running for president, you have to be 35. Then we should cut everybody off when they hit 175. And I'm saying that flippantly, but I mean, look, McConnell needs to go. I mean, the poor guy, you know, he had what I think were many strokes on television. Joe Biden can't find his own Easter eggs, and Shelley is up there. And I think we need new, young ideas.
You know, in defense of Shelley Berkeley, I would say this to you, that she had no problems running Truro University. I mean, she did an outstanding job for them. I mean, I don't think that they were necessarily happy to see her go.
I think she did. I know she did a good job running Truro University. And I told you, we've got to get younger, new ideas. We have to get the younger generations involved with their communities. And you're not going to do that if you continually elect and hire 70, 80-year-old people, because that's why young people don't vote, because there's nobody there representing their ideals.
Yeah, but
that's why I'm telling you, Frances Allen would be a good alternative. I know she would never consider doing it. Maybe she would, but if you're going to fix the problems of the world, you have to pass the baton on like they've done since the beginning of time. And we have not done that the last 20 years.
Okay, but I mean, what age range is the younger generation? Is it people in their 50s and 60s? I mean, when you look at the Republican Party nationally, John Thune seems to me to be an ideal candidate.
Well, but he's not running for mayor of Las Vegas. You said
no. Well, obviously, but you mentioned Mitch McConnell, so I was just jumping back to that.
Oh, no, look, Mitch McConnell. Look, we have Dianne Feinstein, who they found incompetent, and they signed everything over to her family. And for some reason, she's still a sitting U.S. senator, and she's not competent. It's absolutely, it astonishes me how much these people cling on to power. I mean, I am amazed by it.
Well, look at Strom Thurmond. I mean, wasn't he 100 years old when they were wheeling him into the Senate?
Look, you're making my point. I'm not saying I'm an old guy. Look at me. But, I'm just telling you that we need to get, I'd like to see some 35 to or 30 to 50-year-old people jump in there and start, fixing the problems.
All right. So you advocating term limits for Congress?
I've advocated term limits for Congress since the beginning, since I was just got out of my brand new diapers.
How did that work in the Nevada State Legislature?
I think it works fine. And look, here's the problem. The problem is they haven't done it correctly. Okay. When, they need to say, okay, once your time is up, you can't come back as a lobbyist for 10 years. You've got to kill that influence. And frankly, we should have term limits on lobbyists because, in some cases, look, there's perfect evidence out there right now that Biden doesn't make any decisions, and people we did not elect are making decisions. We know for a fact in Feinstein's case, her chief of staff is doing votes and making decisions. We didn't elect these people.
Yes, but okay, but the reality is that is true for almost every major elective office. Nobody can be an expert in every single issue. Even senators who are totally cognizant have to rely on advice. Hang on. Aren't lobbyists part of the institutional knowledge that we have left? Do you not need the most, the lobbyists who have the most respect because they are honest and give both sides of the issues to the lawmakers, especially in a state where, we don't have a full-time legislature?
Sam, when you know.
Well,
there's too many powerful lobbyists in Nevada that wield too much authority. And look, what's the old joke? They used to say that a lobbyist came in and would look for 5 or 6 votes. And if he wore a certain color tie, they knew that that's how they were supposed to vote. I mean, come on, Sam, this is a serious conversation. We absolutely have, but you don't have to have one lobbyist, the same lobbyist for 30 years. There's a bunch of people that have expertise in areas that you can go to. It's the elected officials' responsibility to educate. Of course you're not. Absolutely you're not. I mean, not everybody can be like you and I, Sam. Not everybody can know everything. I mean, we're an anomaly to the system, but it's the elected officials' responsibility to go out and garner all the information of items they don't understand.
All right, let's talk about a major issue for the city of Las Vegas, which is the whole Badlands situation. Are we going to end up seeing the city of Las Vegas bankrupt, or are they going to finally go to the court and come up with a settlement?
No, I think what you're going to see probably in the next 6 months is the city of Las Vegas's name will be changed to Johannville.
For those that may not know, that is the name of the person who is suing the city of Las Vegas over the Badlands development.
There's no bankruptcy, in our state. We don't have a bankruptcy clause for cities or counties. The state is the ultimate power, and each charter is granted by the state. The city of Las Vegas has got themselves in such a ringer that it'll probably end up costing each and every taxpayer in the city of Las Vegas to pay Johann Louis off because of the incompetence of, in my opinion, a few people, but one I would like to point out, and she's running for mayor, is Victoria Seaman. She has kicked this football down the road. She's got everybody convinced that, oh, I've been just trying to save and resolve this, which is total nonsense. Okay. And this is going to end up costing the city. It could cost the city upwards of $900 million. And the only place they have to go is he can go to his lawyers and start perfecting his judgments and start taking their assets, or they're going to have to, and I think I actually, Sam, I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive they have to have legislative authority to do like a tax assessment. And it's probably going to cost each citizen of the city of Las Vegas probably $60,000 to $70,000 to pay this debt off.
Wow. And
it's a debt, Sam, by the way, it's a debt. The judge has ruled in his favor.
Right.
I mean, the only guy that has to quote negotiate and settle is Johann Louis himself. Okay.
Right.
Because he's already got, and with lawyers' fees and interest and everything, it's the entire, you know what they say? Doesn't matter where you were, if you were in that club, fire them all and start all over.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back more with George Harris after this timeout.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Truck drivers are some of the hardest working people you'll meet, delivering over 70% of America's freight and 92% of Nevada's. When there's a natural disaster, they're delivering critical supplies to help those communities recover and rebuild. Every sector of the economy and our nation's military rely on truck drivers. So let's take a moment to say thank you. On the open road or city streets, our truck drivers are rolling to make our economy and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with my friend George Harris. He's the chairman of Nevadans for Sound Government. Is the Republican Party in Nevada committing suicide by primary caucus plurality?
No, look, Sam, here's the problem. The problem is, as you know, the Clark County Republican Party is ran by a guy named Jesse Law, who somehow got reelected miraculously because 80 people who were never on the Central Committee showed up and were allowed to vote. He would have been beaten by Jill Douglas very handedly. It's my opinion that he cheated, and I hope that he threatens to sue me so we can get discovery, because he will have a really bad day. Okay. And then we have the state party, which doesn't have the capacity, the ability, or the understanding, or the management to run a caucus. Not that they haven't done it before, they have, and they've not done well. But we've been doing caucuses since the early 80s. The only time we didn't do a caucus was during the pandemic. Now, the Supreme Court of the United States has said that parties will choose their presidential candidates, period, that no one else can be involved. The Democrats don't want Donald Trump in there, so they came up with this primary and they put it into law. And if you go read the law right now, and I ask everybody to go to the Nevada legislature and read this primary law, the last sentence says that this is non-binding. And the reason it's non-binding, because they know the Supreme Court's already ruled on this. No group can tell a party how to elect their nominee, period. So is the caucus the better way to go? The caucus, in our opinion, in my opinion, is a better way to go. Unfortunately, to do a caucus, you need about $2 million to advertise and tell people to get involved. And when the state takes it over and they do it through quote unquote a primary, they spend taxpayer money to tell people to vote. But here's what's going to happen, Sam. The party's doing a caucus, all right, period. And then the state's going to do this primary unless a judge says no to the state, which I think the Nevada Supreme Court's finally going to say, look, the Supreme Court's already made their decision on this. Caucuses, if that's what the party wants to do, that's what they're going to do. But if they were to do the primary could have a winner of Larry Elder or Pence or DeSantis, but that doesn't matter because the caucus is what the state's going with, and Donald Trump right now is the only one participating in the caucus.
All right, let's take another break. More with George Harris after this timeout.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
The casino industry drove Nevada's economy for decades. By the 1990s, however, the state's sole industry was in sharp decline. Many were losing their homes, many were leaving the state. Is Reno on track to be the Detroit of the West? Was an October 2010 Reno Gazette-Journal headline. Nevada knew it was time for a change and a time to diversify. Story County took that lead, took risks, invested tens of millions transforming its desert into a place of opportunity and a future for Nevada families needing something new. That desert now provides thousands of high-paying tech, advanced manufacturing, and energy careers at companies like Tesla, Panasonic, Google, Switch, and Redwood Materials. Story County transformed Northern Nevada forever, and the tide of opportunity has raised all vessels through construction contracts, high-paying careers, and the power of payroll. Tens of millions have been generated in sales and property tax, permits, and other revenues for Reno, Sparks, Washoe County, and for all of Nevada. Enough, in fact, to generate a surplus after public services are provided. And best of all, a sustainable economic climate has been created, enabling our children to stay in Nevada and live prosperous lives in their home state. Story County, improving Northern Nevada one industry at a time.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with George Harris, my friend. He's the chairman of Nevadans for Sound Government. You had a couple of more thoughts on the caucus.
Well, first of all, let me tell you right now, the Republican Central Committee of the state has got to put brakes on this. I mean, it looks like the fix is in for Donald Trump. That doesn't do the state of Nevada well, because then presidential candidates don't come here. Look, presidential candidates are going to come here because of me, because they're going to come on my inside scoop show at the Ahern. Larry Elder's on tonight, so he'll come and we'll ask him 10 questions, 10 answers. I've got Vivek coming. I will have all the candidates come, but this thing where it looks like, even if it's a perception that Michael's putting this in the bag for the president, it's
Michael McDonald.
Yeah, it's repugnant and it's got to stop. Now, the other part is that the management of the party, I wouldn't put them in charge of a lemonade stand in the middle of the fashion show mall on the busiest day of the year, because they'd somehow lose money.
Okay. One last question, fairly quick answer here. A lot of people are talking about ranked choice voting. To me, it seems like it's hard enough to get people to go out and vote to begin with. When I'm on an airline and they ask me what I want for dinner and I say chicken and they say, well, what's your second choice? I get irritated. I want the chicken. What's your thoughts briefly on ranked choice?
Okay, real quick. Ranked choice voting is exactly what you and I just talked about. It's all about lobbyists. They're the ones that are behind this because they want to get to their best candidate, to get their best candidate in. It's a horrible idea. The party should choose their own nominees. Ranked choice, but they're going to independents and they're saying, oh, we should all participate in everybody's primary. I should not be able to not vote for the Republican. Well, if you want to vote Republican, registers Republican. If you want to vote for Democrat, registers Democrat. If you're an independent, I'm sorry, that's the way the system is. That's all I got, baby.
That's it. Hey, George, always great to see you, my friend.
Sam, I'm telling you, today was one of your luckiest days because you got to spend a little time with me.
And I don't disagree. Love you, George Harris. Thank you, sir. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now. And we'll be right back.
It's the $100,000 Cash is King Progressive giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Giveaways every Saturday with a Progressive up to $20K and $15,000 in guaranteed grand prize giveaways. There's another 100,000 reasons to play and win at the Carson Valley Inn.
Big R in Sparks is located on Bering Boulevard next to Smith's and across from Reed High School for workwear and everyday wear, evaporative coolers, outdoor living, Weber's, Traeger's, and Lodge. Fill your propane tanks here. Big R on Bering Boulevard in Sparks next to Smith's and across from Reed High School. Big R. Hardware, clothing, and a whole lot more.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
It's a good time to eat. It's a good time to play.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good times are tamarack.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. We'll see you on the next broadcast.